Well, just where I'm just listening to
every morning. I spend at least an hour. I think
it's like meditation, man. Like to actually concentrate.
I can't
just
really listen.
sense.
I hate music in the background. Music in the background bothers me because I don't want it to be just in the background. So if it's on, I want to pay attention to it, and I don't want to do anything else. So
I have an earphone in at work. Like
I just do the same thing. I have like one in.
I can't. Oh man, I can't do that, dude. Yeah.
I have like 2 albums at work. Actually, a Bill Bruford album that I get at I found at the Tip Top Cafe in just a pile of junk, and then Love Supreme, John Coltrane.
Love Supreme.
Yeah, and
I played that on the. I think I played that on the last podcast.
I have the
great.
deluxe. They released 8 years ago, maybe. The deluxe version, like the reissue.
I have that, yeah.
And the live versions of the songs on that are like the coolest thing.
Yeah, dude,
really
Coltrane's.
cool.
You guys heard Ascension before?
yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
And there's a version of that has 2 different takes of it. Like,
okay, here's a record. Nels Cline, and I forget the name of the drummer, playing Interstellar Space. Has anyone heard that?
No.
It is insane.
I'd like to hear that.
Maybe something the drummer's name is Nels Cline, just a duo playing that record. It is on guitar and drums. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
I think 2 albums I listen to. Well, actually, 3 albums I listen to most in my car right now are Death Grips.
Which one?
The not the last one, the first
Ex-Militant?
no, the one before that.
the black and white cover.
Yeah.
With the S&M dudes.
Yeah.
Money Store?
Yeah. Money Store. Yeah, and King Crimson Discipline, which I just bought the other day.
Yeah, dude.
Very cool.
Which is
That's been on my
just
car lot recently,
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like I've woken up so much in the morning with Frame by Frame, just playing in my mind.
Yeah.
Like it's such that that change from one part to the next is so good. And then
Thalohun Jinjit is the one that always gets stuck in
Yeah,
my head. That,
yeah.
like,
Did you see Les Claypool do that?
dude.
I think it was on a Bonnaroo DVD or
Really?
something.
if Les Claypool
He
was
put
going to
together
cover
a
any
killer
King Crimson
band
song,
and crushed Thalohun Jinjit. Very good.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
The other album is Drexel. No one told me, which
Oh my God.
which
that
is like a completely. It's just like awesome, like incredibly catchy pop punk.
Yes.
Like,
was so good.
Was that
Yeah.
the one that you couldn't remember for like an hour when we were recording that Pilgrims album, and you were just yelling about it? I think I remember you running into the cabin and be like, "It's Drexel," and then just falling asleep.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, but Drexel's at some point get embedded in my brain, but it's like really, it's just like so much fun. Like
The first punk show
Yeah.
I ever went to, I was like 15 in like White River, right when it was like beginning of my sophomore year or something. One of those White River Rumbles, and Drexel played. Big D, Drexel,
Wow.
Scott Tenders, the dude in the Lawbiters, the new guitarist. He was in a band, and I forget their name. 20 Year Joke, maybe. It was a bunch of like old punk bands, but yeah, seeing Drexel there was NTIP.
no,
That
He's a
was-
good dude. What's his name? Jeff.
Yeah. He was in a band. I forget what they were called.
He was here with the Lawbiters
The
episode.
Lawbiters.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think
Really
about
nice guy.
the like 10, 15 years back Vermont like music scene, the like punk scene.
It was.
It was
The
kind of a
scene was
thing.
really cool. Like back in the day, at least more people were into it.
Yeah.
I went to a decent amount of shows in Keene, like when I was really young, and I really got into this band. They played up here a little bit called Charm Drive. I was so.
I remember them.
I've had a Charm Drive sticker
On
my
your amp.
head since I was like 15 years old.
Maybe it was just my skewed perception, but it seemed like in circa 2001 to 2003, there were a lot more bands made up of like high school kids that just went out and did stuff.
well, it's yeah. I
When
mean,
we're high school bands, we're really old, so we don't know anymore.
Oh, there's It's a Bear, which
It's
is
a Bear?
amazing.
It's a Bear is
that's really
amazing.
young, but they're
Yeah,
like, that's one
It's a
band
Bear
in
is
Hanover,
awesome.
you know,
Yeah,
not like-
It's a Bear is incredible.
It's a Bear, but I mean, like,
I really want
but
to
they
hear
play
them
all their
just
they
do
play a
this
lot of their
at some
shows with
point.
like us, like
yeah, it's like it's yeah. I mean, I feel like
when we were in high school, we were playing. I feel like with a lot of other bands, of people who were
I
within
wonder if they feel
5 years of our
isolated
age.
because like they're like the only friggin' punk band.
I think a lot of kids like
left,
to
you
rap,
know?
in school.
I wonder. I mean, or like, do they
Sometimes,
do just like they mix on their computer
Yeah.
and they put out like
Yeah,
dubstep
bro.
or some shit? You know, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't. And there's no. I mean,
Nothing against.
I don't feel. No. I mean, I wouldn't listen to it if you paid me, but like, you know, like, but
That's what's
it's.
selling nowadays, man.
I'm
hearing that
And
from
I
like
mean,
easy to do.
people
maybe
I
I,
know that do
I know I
promotion.
did.
Also, it's
I'm
pretty easy
older,
just to,
but
like,
like,
It's a lot
find a
easier
cheap
to
guitar and like play power chords though. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole reason I ever played music was just to
get women.
Well, still trying. But
trying.
but-
Taylor's gonna be upset.
oh, I got one. She's pretty good.
I need
Twitter's
more.
gonna blow up now, man.
Nah, she's the one. But if you like, if you think about it, like, I mean, I don't know. I played music. It was just to hang out. I mean, it was like, well, we're hanging out. We might as well do something.
Yeah.
So let's like
Well, we can't
Be
just
goofy.
be sitting here
All of our lives.
So let's start a band. And start listening to it.
poetry.
Poetry from
Yeah.
the one and only McCash.
Was that Tim? Or
That was me,
that was
mister.
you? That was
Yeah.
Kyle?
I wrote that
Lyrics by
song.
Poetry by Kyle Knapp.
You're welcome.
Kyle, did you say Kyle Knapp?
We are
That was
getting
a poem by
married.
Kyle Knapp.
Speaking of which, can we just
Congratulations.
announce this right now? Tim Knapp and Caitlin Knapp having a child,
Having a child.
Yeah, man.
Boy.
having a boy.
Wait.
Right now?
No,
Right
right
now!
Oh my god,
Well, I mean, it's in the process. It's a very
That
long
one is
process.
still in the oven.
that's
We're working
beautiful.
on it.
Yeah.
It's a boy.
Just, we're all growing up. We're all growing up.
We had a baby
Adults,
eats a boy?
Dave's
Remember
Eats
that
a boy.
commercial?
Eats a boy.
Yep.
People getting married,
It's
people having
happening.
seeds. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Hey,
What should we name Tim's kid? Tim and Kate's
it's
I
up
kid.
had,
to
I had
us.
a good one for
No,
that.
you know, it's our choice. I think
right
they-
in now.
Yeah, they said you guys can name it on the podcast. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Jim.
Jim Knapp.
Jim Knapp. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
yeah.
What's a combination of Kate and Tim?
Kim.
Kim.
Yeah.
Tim Knapp.
Kim Knapp. There you
Tate.
go. Kim is
Tim-
a boy's name.
Titlin.
Taitlin. Yeah, Taitlin.
Taitlin. Taitlin.
Caitlin.
That's not a man's name though.
I know a Kim.
A Kim could be a guy. Yeah.
Hey, wait. Before we move
Kim
on,
Thale.
I wanted to bring up has anyone heard the new Alice in Chains that got released this week?
No.
The new
No.
song.
Got some very
The
good.
new
the whole-
album.
the whole album's
It's the
out,
whole
man.
album got
It
released
got-
this week.
How does
Very
how
good
does Lane
reviews.
Staley sound on it? It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
too
little
soon.
dry. Needs a glass of water.
Oh, speaking of which, you know what I did here today? The new goddamn. Can I say goddamn? On
Creed.
There?
You just did.
No,
No.
dude.
I'll
the
edit it
worst
out.
thing ever. Chester of Lincoln Park singing a 4-star.
Oh yeah, I heard that too.
No.
The worst.
The worst. I
It's
cannot say
pretty
Chester,
terrible.
I love STP
STP
though.
rules. They're so talented. He drags them down to this level of like the worst kind of bands that were influenced by.
Why?
You know, like
He's
Why
just,
do they
I don't
do that?
like his singing.
He
What
can't
happened to-
sing, man. He always like was auto
it's
auto.
Well, it's his whole style of singing though. It's like if you listen
Right?
to Chester
Yeah.
Bennington sing on anything, it's like he has
That's-
one.
that's better
He
than
has
you
one.
said.
Really, if
tone,
anything,
and he
Mr.
just makes
Hahn
it-
would have
he
been the right
modulates that
choice.
tone.
I
He doesn't have
mean-
any like.
yeah, no,
It's beat.
it's
Yeah.
really stupid. And I mean, you know, I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
really
No.
unfortunate.
They kicked Scott Weiland out, right? That was like
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
He was
He
too
keeps
rock and
doing
roll. He's too
heroin,
rock
I
and roll
think.
for
The
them.
Wild Man.
Ozzy fell off the wagon too, right?
And he's doing.
Yeah.
Check this out, though. This is pretty cool. He's doing a tour where he's just. playing
Black
the
Sabbath is
first
back
two
together, though.
Stone Temple Pilot records, like on his own with another band. But
Yeah.
so he's
Uh,
doing, like,
karaoke
Purple
machine.
Core.
That's beat too. That's really beat.
Yeah, dude.
I'd rather see that than the
Yeah,
other
no,
one.
And the other?
Yeah.
I mean,
Still
Dude, the band
unfortunate
is
all
so good,
around.
though. Like,
here's the
they were-
thing. I mean, like, you know, they were really cool like 20 years ago. So
Dude,
like,
I never thought they were that cool.
Really?
Really?
Dude, I loved it.
Tiny
man.
Music. Have you heard
Yeah.
Tiny Music?
It's-
annoys
Led Zeppelin
me.
should
It's
be
really
on.
poppy,
Yeah,
man.
no,
It's really
they were one
poppy,
of those
catchy
bands that I
as
think
shit.
put out
I
a
felt like
couple-
it
a
was
couple of good
derivative,
records.
man. Like in the worst way. Like it was
Yeah,
just
I mean, it
distilling the
was,
sound
but,
and,
like,
pressing it out. Like
There, you know, there are some bands from that era that a lot of what they put out was like, okay, this kind of like blends into like the backdrop of what was going on. But they put out
Don't
like Tiny
like
Music's
that.
good.
Tiny
It's like
Music is good. The first few albums I feel were like really set in the '90s. Like it's just
Yeah.
kind of part of that '90s scene. That
and
was
they're
happening.
fun, but they're not
And they were
like amazing.
capitalizing
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like I think they.
You bring
really
up a good
grew
point,
and they
though,
evolved.
Bruce.
It's like
Once
it's
they
like
hit
Goo
Tiny
Goo Dolls
Music.
ripping off
Yeah.
Replacements, man. And Superstar Car Wash is like the worst Replacements record ever, and I'm okay with that. I can enjoy it. And I could care less about anything else by them, but it's like I like that record.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
All right, let's go around the table and talk about like the worst record that we own and that we love. But it's it's
Hey, who's the host here?
Oh.
Guys, I have an idea. Let's go around the table and talk about which record we all love or most influenced us. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
The worst record that's most
The worst
influential.
record that
Worst
influenced.
pleasure. And I know it's
Guilty
stupid, but,
pleasure.
like,
Guilty
Guilty pleasure.
It's
Yeah,
funny,
yeah.
I like most of what I liked when I was younger, but there are
Yeah.
like some huge exceptions.
Nostalgia factor or not? Or
No,
still?
like I can't.
It's
believe I
it's
was
usually you can't
Things
even
that aren't
get away
cool
from
that,
that.
that
Then, right?
we really like
what
that.
was I thinking?
You know what? Actually, I was listening to on the way home. I had like just my music thing on shuffle, and my phone like plays everything that I've ever downloaded ever. Like it has the cloud music thing,
Yeah, yeah.
Thursday came on. My
Oh, yeah.
phone, and I was like, wow, but it didn't hold up, man.
No.
I listened to it and I was like, no, this isn't good.
Well, that's the difference. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is if you listen back and you hear something, you're like, wow, I just can't listen to this anymore. It's different besides like something you're like, wow, I shouldn't listen to this, but I still like it.
Yeah, no,
So-
I definitely didn't feel that way. Thursday.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I skipped it.
For me,
Yeah.
it's head PE.
Oh yeah, that headpiece, dude. What's the Strangeland soundtrack?
Yes.
The
That's a
headpiece
good one.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
great
and then
song.
I have distinct memories of listening to that on my like CD
Yeah.
Walkman thing. Driving to Exeter with my family when I was like 16 or something. It is so bad, but I remember thinking it was the best thing ever.
7th grade, I loved this first 311 album.
Is that the with the blue?
The blue, yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude.
Down, yeah.
Everyone had that.
Yeah.
BMG shout out.
Yeah, it was catchy, and I still hear it on the radio. I'm like, I still like the drum and bass on that. It's not.
Is
I
it
mean,
the rapping you don't agree with?
it's pretty.
Is down. They're like,
Yeah.
See, I never thought 311. What bothered me about 311 is I didn't dig like the rapping, and then the guy who did the I didn't think that meshed well for some reason. Like, so that I always like that stuck out to me as like, something that. Yeah. And
I haven't listened to it in a long time, but if I did, I probably wouldn't hate it. But for a solid like year, My Own Prison by Creed, I loved.
Really?
I loved.
I can't believe you just admitted that.
Because I loved all that. I loved anything that was an Alice in Chains derivative. Godsmack.
Yeah.
I loved
All
Days
right.
of the New.
Sure.
Yeah.
I will say that the new Alice in Chains album does sound surprisingly like old Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
See, here's the
And
thing.
Their last
is
one was
I-
pretty good
the
too,
last
man.
one,
I mean,
I think
like,
it's very much like did you
Yeah.
hear the new Cars album?
No.
I heard bits of
They're
that. It was
dead, man.
awesome.
Well,
It's just the
like
bassist,
a year or two ago, they released a new album, and it's good.
Yeah.
And it sounds just like the Cars, except without the singer, and that's exactly what the Alice in Chains album sounds like. It's Alice in Chains without
This is
Without
the
one of
thing
the
is
singers.
like
without one of the
like
singers, yeah.
Yeah.
Alice
It's
in
good.
Chains. I didn't hear that Cars album. The Strokes,
really
the
good.
new
You should-
stuff.
you should-
it all sounds like
The New Strokes. I wouldn't put it.
they
in that
all
category. It's
they
okay,
like
but it's
they
Well, like
they
nostalgic.
peaked and like they want to be the same band still, which is the thing
well,
that
the
pisses
Strokes,
me off.
Like, started
Is
going in
like
different directions, but then this new album they tried to bring it back, and it just
Yeah.
I
it's
don't think
offensive
as
to
good.
me to think that Alice in Chains thinks they can be Alice in Chains.
But
Like it's like Nirvana
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
they're gonna be Nirvana. It's
Yeah,
like,
but so let me flip that because I've been listening to and I just saw Soundgarden. They put out this record after a
I
long
did hear that
hiatus.
Soundgarden album.
but it's the same band.
Sound,
It's
right,
the same
and they're
band.
still Soundgarden.
and it
There's-
sounds
yeah.
Not only do
it
they
does sound
think
like
they're still Soundgarden, they are still
They are,
Soundgarden.
but they really are.
It's
Alice in
always
Chains
so,
is
yeah.
not.
No, I get that, and
And-
that's
and,
why
like-
I haven't.
I appreciate that
that.
Led Zeppelin like limited their reunion to like 2 shows because it's like
right.
it's
Yeah.
Well, here's
bullshit,
the
you
thing.
know.
A lot
You're
of
not
bands have been
Led
doing that
Zeppelin.
recently and come back with different singer. And I mean, if it's good music, why not?
It's like what's the Sublime Badfish?
Oh, yeah.
These guys,
Sublime with
these
Rome.
guys,
Sublime with Rome.
yeah, these guys tour, man. They tour like all the time
Well,
as
here's
the
the thing.
#1 Sublime tribute band.
Let me give you my professional inside. So like a certain percent of the band through legal means buys the name and tours with that name. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, and they're leveraging the
So,
past
exactly.
popularity.
So for whatever reason, whatever deal they struck, like the band when they kicked Scott Weiland out was still like, we are Stone Temple Pilots. You are not
Yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots. It's all just legalities. Of it.
It's like
Oh,
Jay
yeah.
Giles' band was touring last year, and
Right.
Jay Giles
Could you
isn't in
imagine
the
such a
band.
thing?
Like, how the hell can you do that?
Yeah.
It's like,
It happens,
Yeah.
man.
it's it's
The coming back, like the dead lead singers thing, that really cropped up, man. And I really love Blind Melon.
yeah.
That's one of those
Blind
bands.
Melon's
that-
awesome.
and I don't think it's a
Blind
guilty pleasure. I just think they're
No,
great
I think
band.
that was a really
They're
good
just a
band.
great band,
Yeah,
dude.
that
Their
was a
second
really
album is like one of the best
Yeah.
albums ever, man.
Yeah,
Super's
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
But they came out with a new one, and I haven't listened to it yet because I'm like because like Shannon Hoon kind of was
held
very
it together,
distinctive.
man, right?
I wouldn't say he was that band because they're a really
Yeah.
great band, and there's like 4 other dudes.
But it was the combination of
yeah, it was a
Dudes.
unique voice, man.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Well, yeah.
Nate.
I like Moving Pictures by Rush a lot. I guess I still do.
That
Like,
shouldn't be a
it's-
guilty pleasure.
well-
Screw you.
It
That's
shouldn't
not
be.
a guilty
No,
pleasure.
it shouldn't be, but I feel like it is sometimes. I also like Hold Your Fire.
Ever
by
since
Rush a
Geddy
lot.
Lee
That's more
died,
guilty
it's been
pleasure.
really tough. Though.
He sounds so much better now that he's dead, though. I tell you, because he finally reached
up a little
puberty.
bit, yeah.
It took death. for his balls to
Their
drop.
new record is actually pretty good too, man.
They've been
balls
making
drop
good
right
records
off.
for the last bunch of years, man, and they've done some really cool DVDs recently too. So,
Yeah, this last one in particular though, because I heard bits of the past few, and a buddy of mine told me to listen to their new one, and I really dig the new Rush record.
Yeah.
I
I think this one and maybe like 2 or 3 back, Snakes and Arrows.
Any new
Was
bands?
really,
Do you guys like any
really
new bands? I can't think of any.
Any
Like
new
besides
bands?
bands I know
Gentleman
personally.
Jesse's pretty new.
There's been
They're only
yeah.
a couple years old.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. There's a band from Brooklyn called Great Elk, and it's I don't know. It's sort of mellow and it's kind of poppy, but they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd say check them out. Yeah, Great Elk.
Are they like a band that like are available and like out, or you just know them? Like, are they like a band of note? Not that they're on the radio, but are they? See, I don't know how to judge that anymore. Like, literally, is it like if you're on like a bunch of blogs, are you famous because you're not on the radio anymore? Because bands aren't played on the radio that are.
Yeah, it's a different.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I happen.
Or, niche like your podcast.
Or are they just people we know? Because it's like, yeah, I listen to like the Images and Death Pace. I was listening to a lot of Images and Death Pace.
The Death Pace album is awesome, man.
Dude, the Images album
Yeah,
came out.
Death
And they got
Pace
a really
was
good
great.
write up in 7 days, and they're both
Yeah.
really good.
So is that how we're supposed to like decide what's popular now? Not that being
We're friends with
popular
them?
what's matters, but like it does not. What
Nothing is
There's
popular
no filter,
anymore.
man.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's so
That's the
niche.
positivity of the internet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have like, accessibility to these things that have no like traditional distribution models. That,
But
How do you guys find out about
the thing
music,
is
then?
is the absence of context. You know.
Yeah, I know.
It's the
Seriously,
absence
I
of
find it.
I don't read
Blogs
any
and,
blogs.
My Zune Music Pass will recommend artists to me.
Well, go
Yeah.
to see shows. I mean,
Spotify's been-
Well,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I went to go see these guys, and they were really good. And I was like, oh, let me check out the album.
It's
And
cool
the
that music can
record's
be
really good.
localized again, and I think there is a feel that like, yeah, a lot of bands that I really like that I listen to are like people I know, like Dying Falls, Images, Death Pace.
Yeah.
So it's like they're really good bands that I get to play with a bunch, and they're great guys, and they make good music. But
I
the
saw
same-
an awesome band called Comma. Were you guys any of you guys there for
I don't think
Comma?
I heard it.
Kinda.
I heard
Yeah.
about
we
that.
used to
show,
go to,
yeah.
we were offered a show with Kama,
Yeah,
but you had to go hike the long trip.
yeah. Comma was really cool.
Worth it.
They were just like they were like a mixture of Braid and like Gentle Giant. I feel like that is like a weird combo.
I remember you telling me about.
Yeah,
them,
I was
so
like very like
got into a Gentle Giant
awe-inspired to see a
discussion.
band that was local. And then there's a cool band that the drummer from Johnny Earthquake is playing guitar in. They're like a garage band called Little Richards.
Oh yeah,
That's
they're
him?
on
Yeah.
the. they're
everything.
on the
What's that?
comp,
What's
yeah.
that dude's name? Is Chris something?
Chris Faulkner. Yeah.
Everything Chris Faulkner has to do with this.
I know
awesome,
everything he
decided.
touches, man, is
Everything
like,
that
yeah.
Chris Faulkner.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris. Dude, he showed up. He did that show. We played that Pilgrim show where we lost.
Right.
Yeah,
the
it
band
was like
dropped off, and him and the
Chris and the other dude from Bellwire
Yeah.
were there. One of the other
I
dudes
can't
from
think of his
Bellwire were
name.
there, and they like
I'm sorry.
totally stepped in. And were awesome, and it wasn't Bellwire. It was just people from Bellwire.
But they did it.
They did. They
like-
totally stepped up and helped us
Bellwire's
fill
awesome,
like
too.
part of a set so that the bar wouldn't get mad at us. And yeah, those dudes are awesome.
Yeah. There are some good bands out there, but it is like it's definitely harder to like you have to put like research into finding music now.
There's no more mass fan cultures
that's
the way
like-
they used to be around music.
it's
I mean, it
fucking
used to be
lazy.
that like it's like Led Zeppelin. Even when we were kids, it's like Nirvana and like.
Well, it's because it was a captive audience that was sort of controlled and all in
Yeah.
one place. Now, the audience is everywhere, and everyone's a producer of content as well. So
Yep.
it's sort of like kind of crazy to sort of navigate. It's hard to be a band these
It's
days.
getting bad that there's so much stuff.
It's like the pH is evening out. Like
I guess it doesn't. It's cool because it kind of brings it back to like where it doesn't matter how popular someone is or whatever. And there's always the people who are like, "Hey, nobody knows about this, so I'm gonna embrace it," and then like I'm the front runner on the whole thing.
but now nobody knows about anything. So it's
yeah,
like
nobody knows about anything. It's just a battle of obscurity, I suppose. But I don't know. I definitely see good and bad of it. And people can like. It's stupid, but like you can control. We can sell. We're not selling a ton, granted, but we're selling like some downloads of a record on the thing. What I don't like, bad thing about the internet, Kickstarter. I saw this thing. Zosia Mamet. It's like
I don't
David
know what it
Banner's
is.
daughters.
That's a P.
They're both actresses who are very, very famous, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have you fund our Kickstarter." They want like $36,000 to film a music video, and they're both like successful actresses.
yep.
And like they're begging for money from people. Like,
Well, it's like that
Yeah.
chick from Dresden Dolls, Mana Palmer did
Yeah,
that, where it was
exactly.
Didn't like Zach Braff start like a thing to get his
Zach
movie
Braff
funded?
for, Garden State
It's like
2.
you're Zach Braff. Come on.
Yeah.
I know they have access to the models that exist to get capital, and they're
Isn't that
taking it from
pure laissez-faire capitalism though? It's like, hey, I want money, give me money.
Yeah,
And people give him money, dude. I mean, it's
It's true,
there's that
yeah.
side of it, which is that if no one wanted to give them money, they wouldn't.
That's the thing. I mean, I'm admittedly an Amanda Palmer fan. I can't fault somebody for taking advantage of what's available to them. She's got a fan base. She's leveraging it. And the only reason I say that is because the conventional model of a label investing money in your art and allowing you the time to produce art is over. So people have to find other ways to. This was like your Louis C.K., in a way to me, Like, you have to find new ways to fund your art.
That's totally valid. It's the fact that she didn't pay the people initially, though. That's what rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, Kickstart it, but then use the Kickstarter money to, like, pay musicians who don't have the name Amanda Palmer and Dresden Dolls attached to them because they're not going to be able to do that.
Well, I just saw her.
She did eventually, yeah.
I just saw her, actually. Where did I go see her?
I saw him at Lollapalooza.
Liz
was a big fan. I didn't really like him.
I just saw her solo just a couple weeks ago, but she also had a couple of people up on stage as guest artists, and I'm sure we're not being compensated for their performances that night. And I mean, they want to be promoted in front of that audience,
Yeah, I mean, and that's the argument there is like, is the promotion enough, or like should you be given those people?
Well, one of my best friends wears them.
I mean, I
guess I saw Dresden Dolls.
I was thinking about like hemming my jeans.
That's a cool show.
Shorts.
Wow,
it's almost
place
like
to.
Yeah, well, I mean, like just getting like.
And I mean, Kickstarter's done some good stuff. Like my friends Frank and Jesse from Ohio. The only reason they have a vinyl release is because of Kickstarter. So
not to derail this conversation, we're just talking about jean shorts.
Oh, I'm a fan. All right,
what's everyone think of the new Arrested Development season?
Hold on, I want to talk about jeans. I went to JCPenney the other day.
They've cut off
a pair of jeans specifically to cut the legs off because they were on clearance.
Dude, you bought the. Why don't you go to the thrift store, man?
Am I being like?
You're being
ignorant.
American.
$4.99 brand new.
All right, okay.
$4.99 for a pair of jeans?
They were on clearance. I'm telling you. And you know how hard it is to find?
Or are they Claiborne?
At a traditional store.
Claiborne jeans.
Gross, man. To find a pair of jeans for $4.99.
Totally
that makes you realize, like.
Those Claiborne jeans. Do you rock those?
What the hell are jeans?
No. Actually, I would buy them, and then I would lose a lot of weight, and then I can't wear them anymore.
Oh, I see. Can I have all your old jeans?
You know what's weird? These jeans
they're all yours.
Are DKNY.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't even know where the hell they came from, man.
New York.
New York, dude.
Oh, okay. What's the DK stand for?
Donkey Kong, New York.
Donkey Kong.
Those are definitely Bangladeshi jeans.
Isn't it Dixie
Kong?
Kong?
By the inseam.
You want to check my inseam?
Check your inseam, sir.
Yeah.
And on that note,
you know what? Yeah. I was wearing a pair of like regular jeans the other day. I went to my parents' house and my dad goes,
your legs got hot.
Well, no, my dad goes, wow, you're wearing something that's not like all ripped up, like holes in it. I was like, wow, shit, it's like all my
I gotta go home and change.
Well, all my clothes, like I realized that.
Oh yeah.
I made me very self-conscious about like wearing clothes. Like, I never even think about it.
Should stop wearing clothes.
Stop wearing clothes. That's the answer.
Kyle just filled a bottle of red, man.
What do you mean? Any more of that beer left?
No, man. Right.
Looks like no.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to
Another line out of beer.
100.1 Bellows Falls, Vermont.
Ryan's got me covered. LP, actually. 100.1 FM Bellows Falls.
LP.
Which stands for low power.
Kyle, what's like let's do a reverse interview.
Oh God.
Kyle, what band do you want to get on the next What That Place podcast?
Oh, I gotta tell you that the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, are they still around?
I don't know.
Really?
They have free time.
Yeah.
What's the new band? One Direction or something?
One Direction. They're not new, dude. You kidding me?
I don't know.
No.
What do the kids listen to?
Kids are listening to the Diplo.
Kesha.
Dude, I'm seeing
no, that's
Kesha
way old.
in August, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Meadowbrook. We're going to Fun Spot, and we're going over there. It's going to be the best day. We're going to be the oldest people. Everyone's going to think we're pedos. It's going to be hilarious.
They're going to be far off.
On the British TV shows on the Hulu, they say pedo.
Yeah, dude.
Are you going to see that at Meadowbrook?
The pedos.
Are you going to see that at Meadowbrook?
Yeah.
Did I tell you who we're going to see at the end of June?
Ted Nugent.
No, better.
Motley Crue?
Better. Alice Cooper and Marilyn Manson.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I'm pretty psyched.
Hey, did anyone hear about this
I love that Marilyn Manson.
David Byrne and St. Vincent show?
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be up at Shelburne.
He sent me an email about it, actually.
Oh, speaking of which, I got
June 22nd.
Weirdest Al, I've had to give you it.
All right.
Oh,
I got to
yeah.
get right to that check. By the way.
Yeah, don't write it to
have
me.
a-
Write it to the business.
We listen to a Weird Al song right now?
Yes.
Here's a Weird Al parody of
Jurassic Park.
one of our.
I heard that song today on my way home.
Weird Al.
Ooh, there's an essential Weird Al album.
We should do a fake Weird Al song of a Carton song.
Yeah.
All right, so I gotta be honest with you. When he plays at the Opera House, my band's playing the Road Trash band, the cover band. We're playing at 7 Barrel. I'm gonna invite Weird Al to come jam with us somewhere. Hold on. If it happens, you'll hear about it.
Man,
oh my God!
I really wish that I didn't have
entertainment section of the Valley News, no doubt.
Yeah. It'll be good.
We can't see that. We have a show right after.
How long have we been recording?
What is like? It's weird.
An hour and 20 minutes probably. Oh, cool.
I think Weird Al ever just jams because, like, do you think he starts jamming and then he just like
he's a pretty great
starts doing a parody?
He's an amazing musician. He can play whatever.
I know he's a very apt musician, but I mean, like when he starts playing like another person's song, does he automatically start parodying it, like freestyling, like?
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm gonna ask him to do.
Yeah.
My Weird Al's not playing. They have good enough internet connection on this laptop.
So what else?
Thank you for the interview, Kyle.
Yeah.
Are we wrapping this up? Jesus.
Is this it?
Yeah, it's been
all right. Well, we got the performance coming up right after this that we actually recorded last week, but we're gonna play for you now.
I'm wearing the same hat. But
how many songs did you guys do?
8.
7.
7?
No, it was 8 because we played
Fingertips.
It was 2 more than what are on the album.
But one of the tracks on the album is really 2 songs.
Yeah.
So I always think of it as 8.
Right now.
Let me play a song off the album before you guys go, if it'll work.
Want us to do like DVD commentary over the song?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
All right.
What's the song that you guys want to play off the Sunburst
Tom
EP?
Brokaw?
Tom Brokaw?
That'd be cool.
That's
all right, let's see if this works.
All right, why is this song called What do you guys think about this? Close your eyes.
Leaves you with a sense of that part, and I was like, look.
This is under your.
Oh, this is like my favorite song.
Brian, you play in a cover band though.
That's like ultimate fun though. It's just like all you do is just
if you're covering songs you like too, I mean, like dude, I mean in Pilgrims we played cover shows like easily a half the set's been covers. But it's always like fun covers.
Utilitarian fun out there. I mean, it's like it's weird because like people that don't play music, like there is some pure enjoyment. Sure, guys.
Doing what you did to the Jaws mixes.
Oh yeah,
ruined it.
I forgot. This is actually a great opportunity for me to apologize on air for ruining the job self now. I got some criticism. I got some criticism for the hack job I did. On performing and producing the jobs. The job performing the entirety of producing the jobs with. So this is
my biggest beef was when you ripped off Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
come on,
man. Pretty cool with it, but.
We need Facebook, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Shout out to Graham Robinson.
Shout out, Graham. All right, Graham gave us a 5.
This has been the 1.5 radio show on
Thank you,
WOLLP 100.1 FM Bellas Falls.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Here with the band Carton, Davis McGraw, Ryan Hebert, Bruce Black, and Brendan D'Angelo. We're all clapping. We just like to clap. Do-do. Thanks for coming. And anything you want to promote before we go?
What Doth Life?
Yeah,
check out
What.life.
You can find the new Carton EP. It's called Sunburst.
Yep.
And
the split with
Alpha Cop.
Negative Fun Records. Soon to be released.
Coming out soon.
Yeah, coming out
Check
soon.
the website.
Who's the split with?
Alpha Cop.
Alpha Cop.
From North Carolina.
Saxophone players in time.
Yeah, their song is called
saxophone.
The Low Flags. Check that out. It's pretty cool.
You should check out. Just look up Negative Fun too, because Negative Fun's got a lot of really
Negative
great
Fun
stuff.
Records.
They've got like Red Hex. They did a Red Hex release, and they did what was the other one? They've done like 2 or 3 good releases.
And Chris is always posting awesome like blog articles about rock and roll.
Yeah, it's a really cool site.
It gives me stuff to read, and I'm like, wow.
And they just started up. I mean, it wasn't like out of their whole body of work. They've only put out 2 or 3. They've released 2 or 3 things, which are all really cool. So
Yeah.
just to clarify.
So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. And good night.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You're gonna edit that down.
Yeah. Take out the earnest spirit.